Hello and welcome to today's Wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on a combination of two, we'll say, card designs that I have problems with. I have fused them to create one terrible Frankenstein's monster in, there we go, Defend the Dwarven District, but it's also a Reno deck, if I can get down to the Reno cards. The deck does what you would think from the name. We want to complete the Defend the Dwarven District quest from our various damage sources, of which there are countless, all of which are singleton, so we can also, there's that first. So we can also meet the no duplicate requirement for a Reno deck, in addition to just the inevitability that the normal quest provides. It does actually, the refresh power that completing the quest gives you does, how do I word this, carry over to Reno Lone Ranger's hero power, although the free cost part does not. But yeah, the deck wants to play Defend the Dwarven District, play loads of various interaction spells and or damage spells, usually going face. And as a bit of a backup plan, we always have all of the various singleton cards and their payoffs, not only in board wipes like Reno itself, as well as Reno's hand cannon, but even answers like Theldwyn or whatever a Zephyrus can get you. And I guess you could also kind of consider the original Reno Jackson an answer, but it's an abstract answer. But beyond the Reno cards and the dealing damage to your opponents with spells cards, we do have some of the sort of traditional support cards that would exist with the Defend the Dwarven District, although you've had certain concessions have had to be made to meet the singleton copy. Do have cards like, I just was here 2 seconds ago, where'd he go? There we go. Barrack Kodobane, a way to just, a creature that sometimes draws some spells, a way to, again, maintain a bunch of fuel for a deck like this. Ethereal Oracle makes your spells more hurtful and lets you also draw more spells. Even cards like Conjured Arrow and Dragonbane Shot that have card draw kind of attached to them and also deal damage, or even just boring things like a Furious Howl or Tracking. Also have some oddball ones that I don't think I would really put in this list if I was like not trying to make a Reno version anymore. But cards like Arcane Giant and Naga Giant are cards that they fit and they work for the deck, but there might even be an argument to be made that you could find other damaging spells. But this is one of those, I think it's a nice little bit of flavor on top of what is two arguably sucky mechanics to play against, but unfortunately do actually kind of work when you put them together in a terrible, terrible way. And I don't feel great about admitting that, but hey, a win's a win. But anywho, with all that out of the way, don't forget to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more of it in the future. And if you have any sort of questions like, I don't have X, what about Y? This deck is not super budget friendly, as there are loads of legendaries. Not only the actual quest, but all the Reno cards are an absolute buttload of dust. But this is one of those decks that you can craft, and I hate to say this, but I really think you can craft this one time and probably, I want to say, not have to update it ever. But if I even walk that back, you could probably play this exact list, or a list very close to it, as long as you have the big legendary payoffs. You could probably keep a list like that and not have to add any new cards for years, and that would give you time to just naturally free to play, earn a lot of packs to fund those replacements when they inevitably come around. Now, with all of that out of the way, we'll go on now to game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Reno Quest Hunter list. And for being honest, neither of these are that useful. I will say one thing before the game particularly starts, or really starts, I should say. The new Timeways set has been out for, I think, like 2 days as of the recording for this. And one thing about when a new set comes out is that I try to spend a couple of weeks, at least one, but ideally 2, quest, on testing whatever list I happen to be testing for the next video. Now, I was testing this Reno Quest Hunter. This is also a very normal priest matchup. I was testing this Reno Quest Hunter for the couple of weeks prior to the release of Timeways, so I haven't had a whole bunch of experience in the, quote, new meta. Real fast. Hero power. I don't have a whole lot of experience in whatever new metas may be either formed or forming with the Timeways set releasing. But if we're going to be honest, Wild as an Eternal format doesn't get that many shakeups that often. So just playing the odds, as evidenced by our Johann von Generico fucking quest priest, things just take a longer time. They just do. We are going to conjure arrow. We need to make some quest progress. But yeah, things just take a long time to trickle into Wild, if they do at all. So I feel as though the 2 weeks of testing, or the basically 2 weeks of testing, is still like valid for what I'm trying to show off here. But I do have, in somewhat related news, I have I think like 6 or 7 ideas for videos, for Hearthstone videos anyway. So you won't have to be left wanting for very long about the new Timeways content and how they might affect things. We have done a grand total of goddamn nothing. We just drew awkwardly. And this is one of those, it is the reality of this list, is that what you do sacrifice some degree of, I know what I'm going to do. You do sacrifice some degree of like the all-out power and aggressiveness that a more pure Defend the Dwarven District hunter could do. But what you lose in that strength you gain with a bit of resiliency that comes with all the Reno cards. Now, whether you find that a worthwhile trade or not is up to you. Your mileage will vary. I said I was going to do the death roll, but that's actually a dumb idea. We're going to Celestial Shot down the Shade, and our now big and scary Dragonbane shot's going to get an honorable kill on Renethal, so we managed to return it to our hand. That's way better than my original plan. We would love to go face, but we've already had a not great opening because we just drew weird. So we do have to answer our opponent's board somewhat. That's hilarious. But I say, I think they're going to get... Well, you wouldn't get a one-cost thing, because that's the quest. But yeah, other than that, doing fine. Yeah, well, Star Shooter, why not? I actually feel like I can go a little bit of face with this. With both Renos in our hand, we can take a couple turns off to apply some damage. And to be honest, this game matchup can actually go either way. Oh, that's... I don't know. Okay, this doesn't strictly tell us they're Reno, but it would imply they are. But what I was going to say is that this matchup has actually happened a lot during testing, and it can go either way. You just have to, like, you know, try and make good plays. And for the most part, you'll be fine. Okay, there's a power chord synchronized on any Zephyrus card. My money is on. They're also playing a Reno quest, but they're just priest instead of hunter. Yep, okay, that makes me feel better. I made the correct call. That's pretty good. Yep, piercing shot onto the biggest thing they have. go ahead and do the Dragonbane shots. It's like actually, well, free, air quote. Keep going face. I actually don't think we need to care about their/our Barak or Barrack. I realized, I played WoW for years and only ever played Horde. I killed this guy countless times, but I don't think his name is ever said. At least in Classic, you just like were in the Barrens killing centaurs near one of the oases. You just got like yell-chatted that he was nearby. What does Zephyrus give you here? Because I would imagine it just... I mean, I guess you could get rid of my weapon, but I don't care about it. I was about to say, I think that would just give you a big scary thing. Honestly, yeah, we'll just do Tavish. It's fine. We don't need to worry that much. And honestly, I can really just ignore whatever board they play, because odds are I'm playing Reno next turn anyway. So we're just going to go face with the rest of this. We're going to keep it a buck. That's just the smarter thing to do. Now, granted, they do have their own Renos, so all this damage might mean absolutely nothing. If that is the case, then so be it. But we're in a good spot that even if they don't have a Reno or some answer, which Priest almost certainly does, we've done the thing I've said before. We either make them have the thing or we win. Well, we win assuming... Okay. I was going to say, assuming Zephyrus doesn't fuck us, but our Zephyrus didn't fuck us. Theirs fucked us, so... My statement is still technically correct. Okay, opponent, what are we doing here? There's that really awkward moment of, like... There's a part of me that wants to not play the Reno and be super greedy, but this is one of those. That would be silly. Just take the Reno. Sadly, as you will see, the free part of the quest, and I did mention this in the deck, but the free part of the hero power reward doesn't transfer over. Does make sense. It's like a new hero power, so it's like a new instance. And if we're gonna be entirely honest, I think it would have been too strong if you did. In the meantime, Fell Bullet. Hang on, wait a second. Do I just have lethal? Am I, like, overthinking this? Because I might be. I don't know if... I think we're okay. The Fell Bullet really helps, because we might draw into what actually gets us kills here. Let's see. 3 goes down to 4. It's not really going to do it, though. I don't know what Zephyrus would give us here, but we're going to assume it's going to give us some help. That is not help. Well, it's kind of help. It's not helping the way I wanted, but... Okay. I might have had lethal. Yeah, I maybe possibly had lethal, but this is fine. It's one of those, we'll take it. Bird in the hand, 2 in the bush, and all that jazz. Of course, Reno. OG Reno Jackson heal to full. That's not that. I haven't done the math, air quote, but like we got him, right? Yeah, like almost certainly. Okay, especially with that. 2 to the face. 4 to the face. Refresh hero power, goes face. Don't actually have lethal. Get the fuck out of here. I hate my life. There's nothing we do. Was there a way I fucked that up? Could I have done that differently? Did I really? Hero power. 4 damage. So that would have been more damage than a Cobra shot. So I feel better about that. For the same mana. I would have hero powered. Maybe I messed that up, but like, okay, fine. Again, we're just asking to eat the Reno here and him to go back up to 40. Did we get there? Were we never punished? This feels like never punished. Which we take. Hell yeah, never punished, baby. Well played. If I was a better player and wasn't recording, I might have actually gotten the kill sooner. Yep. I know we could have just played the quick shot. Just thought it was fun to get the free mana. And that is like what the deck wants to do. And it's absolute best scenario. And honestly, like, it does happen enough. Like, it's actually pretty good. And it's one of those... You do lose some of the explosive power, but if we're being honest, I think the reactivity is... The reactivity and the ability to interact that you gain from losing some of that is like a worthwhile trade-off. Although you, potential viewer or deck enjoyer at home, will have to make that judgment call for yourself. I can't do it for you. Now, we go on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our Reno Quest Hunter. Tracking can go, but the rest is fine. Mage. There's more variety of what mage can be, if we're being entirely honest. I wanted it to be like very upsetty spaghetti and be like, it's all just take infinite turns and all the ice blocks in the world. But if we're being honest, while that does happen, I'm not like just making that deck up out of nowhere. It's not that often. Just a deck like that particularly sucks to play against. But I'm sure it will be fine. I've also seen that Discover art, this Discover Legendary, whatever card that is, that just recently released. I've seen a couple of those in testing. I don't remember those matches going bad or good. I just remember that they happened. Opponent's here. I'd love it if it was like Elemental. Or maybe Mech or something. That doesn't terribly tell me much, but it's something. Defend the Dwarven District. Almost certainly we're going to quick shot away that Arcane Artificer, because that armor will start to suck fast. Primordial Glyph. Okay. Okay. Do not know what we're going up against, but it's like an unknown and exciting way. So we take those. There we go. I was about to say, it's not that much else left to do unless you found a free spell. Plan remains the same. Quick shot. Get rid of that thing so fast. You might lose 3 damage to their face, but they're going to gain way more than 3 armor. That trade is worth it all day long. That would tell me like some kind of elemental list, because you wouldn't really run a Firefly unless you wanted to like keep the elemental chain a-rolling. You know, I'm gonna coin out a Cobra shot here. I'd be surprised if I get a whole lot of more use out of that, where I'm gonna be able to actually kill the thing in question. Because if it is elementals, those can have really explosive turns, and that Cobra shot starts to fall off after a while. Honestly, not after that long, if we're being entirely honest. Okay. I haven't played with any rewind cards. Isn't that what I should have paid more attention to that. I think that said I had rewind, but I don't remember. Because I don't know if you like just retain an extra copy in your hand, and it's like legally distinct flashback. Okay, dude is like in the tank. Come on. It was like discover 2 spells from the past, or 2 arcane spells from the past, or something. Dude, you are in it. There's no shot that this choice is that hard. I mean, if you're not careful, the game is going to make the choice for you. But we take those. Okay, what is that? So it's not. I mean, the card was right, but I thought it had rewind on it. It does not, so it's fine. Celestial Shot, go face. I mean, partly because I don't know what our opponent's doing, so there's that. I think our game plan is just go face and try to be somewhat aggressive. To the point where I'd be very surprised if any of the Reno cards really come up. Which is a nice little bit of... we were talking about in the last game. I think I called it something to the degree of like reactivity. But basically the options the Reno cards give you. What is less clear but is still like very much a thing is that you can also just not play them and try and play a more traditional quest hunter. You know what? Yeah, I got the Star Shooter. Just thinking about the Thelduin, but we'll see. I'm gonna go face with what we have left, though. I don't think it's a little 1/2's worth throwing away 4 damage. Although, I did say I thought it was elemental earlier, and I maintain in a vacuum my thought process was sound, but that arcane spells from the past thing kind of throws a wrench in that a little bit. But it could just be an odd card. So they're not Reno. Arcane Barrage, ooh la la. Now, yeah, sadly that doesn't work like that. Because if it did, that would arguably be too strong. Alright, opponent, what are we doing here? Thank you. Does that change what I do? A little bit, actually, it does. Bursting Shot. Go face. That'll give us a free hero power, and we'll just use the hero power on the Artificer. Again, the Artificer needs to go for much the same reason. Actually... okay, if our opponent has some sort of dirty rat, we lose the Tavish, fine. But I'm going to play the odds and say their mage spell heavy deck is not running that card. Or some Theotar, Mad Duke, whatever that hell that card was called. I'm going to assume I'm going to get to resolve this Tavish. And I honestly, I don't even think it's required to say famous last words. And for 7 mana, I don't think there's a combination of cards in the game that does 19 damage. Okay. Beginning to think this opponent might just be like a newer player. And I might be like overthinking it. And they're just like, you know, playing what's fun. Which is sincerely admirable. But I think I'm putting like way more thought into it. Every part of me wants to play this Tavish, but I don't trust that that is not an objection. So I want to get rid of it very badly. Or I want to play the Tavish, but I'm just going to get rid of their Glacial Shard. Yeah, because I'm not going to get another free thing. 8 mana? Does anything kill me at 8 mana? I don't think 8 mana can deal 18 damage. Oh my god! Oh, that feels so much better. We did it, buddy. We made the right call. Oh my god, that makes me feel so much better. That was, I think, randomly generated from the evocation too. Oh my god. As long as he doesn't play another fucking secret. As long as he doesn't do that, we're okay. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say they don't have the ability to, like, recast a secret they've played. I'm almost certain that is a card, but I can't think of it right now. What was that? Was it literally just discover big spell, make it small? I think it's from another class, but I think that's functionally what I read. Well, I'll be able to check it in a second. But one thing at a time, I suppose. Any second now, Mr. Darwin. I'm feeling pretty good. Makes it like 1, right? Spell from any class, 8 or more, cost 1. Summon lots of dudes. I can still play the Tavish here, I believe. And I can actually get rid of one of... I'm going to laugh my ass off if I die and I was sitting there talking so much shit. We don't, however, hit their face with that. That would be dumb. 2, 4, 6, and 8. At 9 mana with an 8/8 on the board, there is a lot that kills us. Like, we actually could be dead here. And almost certainly, if we don't die, we're playing Reno next turn. I don't... Unless we actively have lethal, which we actually might. If they just keep this 8/8 on the board. And with a death roll... And a Grace of the Great Wolf... maybe. But again, we might just die. And that's fine if we did. That's fair. You're not going to win them all. I think it's, like, foolish to think you're going to and, like, actively try to. That's not pointed at my face. Are you holding a dragon? What dragon are you holding? Okay. Think I'm just going against, yeah, like, a newer player with a pile of cards. And there is genuinely no shame in that. But we're getting to the point where, like, yeah, I'm just gotta... If I don't die this turn, I think we're going to be in an okay spot. How is that free? Oh, one of the... I think that was one of the spells. Okay, that's fine. Please, opponent. Any second now. Another big spell, make it small. That's hilarious. The only problem with a spell like that is that sometimes you just die. Get rid of the poisonous, which should deal poison damage to their stuff, if I understand how that card works. It does not work like that. Doesn't matter, which is good to know. Oh, I guess it deals damage equal to its power, not the creature deals damage. Okay, that's a bad read on my part, I believe. I'm dumb and get many things like that wrong, which is totally fine. And that is our little Reno Quest Hunter. A good little list, a lot of fun. Still retains a lot of the, like, explosive power and really good, you know, pressure capabilities that actual, or traditional, quote, Defend the Dwarven District Hunter would have. And it just gains a lot of flexibility and a lot of interesting tools, and is one of those lists, like every other Reno list, and you could argue this is a problem, will only get better with time. And when you get better cards, your already pretty lean deck just has better and better options. So really, this is kind of a future-proof list if you're looking for that. And there's a good chance that you probably have Reno cards. Because if you're, and I hate to admit this, if you're newer to Wild, if you have any of those Reno no duplicate cards, those are a great place to start. Because they're, especially the neutral ones, or really, honestly, only the neutral ones are required. Everything else is just gravy. And they'll get you a lot of like mileage if you're wanting to like get into Wild and give it a chance and just see how the format feels and see if you like it. And I would argue a list like this will also do those things. But anywho, thank you all so much for 1,000% I'll come back to this list in the future. Again, just gotta wait for better cards to update the list. But it will come again. It will take a while because this is a style of deck, or a style of video, I should say, I don't like doing. Like a sort of generically good list that doesn't have a whole lot of flavor to it. But even I can acknowledge a good deck when I see one, so I will be coming back to it. Now, with all that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions, like I don't have X, what about Y, or other nice comments, I'll respond to what I see. Now, I shall see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.